Hey everybody, Vaughn here with the Vonster vlog, and today is day 18 of Fit-Tober. I did my first outdoor workout for Fit-Tober. Like, I've worked out outside of my house before, but it's been a long time. This was a very bad year. As dry as it was a very bad year for mosquitoes. Even though it was very cool into even mid-June. Like, it was still, I could have been like doing more stuff outside, but the mosquitoes were just terrible. But it's cold enough now that the mosquitoes are not so bad. And I did have a tiki torch with some citronella oil burning, as well as some outdoor citronella incense. And I don't know if it made any difference. I still got mosquito bit, but I had such a good time just watching the sky and the trees and the birds. We've got some feisty blue jays that like to holler. And getting to see my chickens kind of stand at the other side of the yard and watch me being like, what is she doing? That was very fun. It was so nice, and like the breeze, like everything. I love it. I want to do it again. And so that was really cool. I'm really enjoying being outside more and having the energy to be outside more. Last night, Randy and I went on another walk at the lake, which was awesome. And it was a little later in the day than what we had done it the day before. And my chickens did not want to go to bed, but that's fine. So I had to wait. So like the sun was really climbing down, and then I was like, this is perfect. I don't have to worry about getting sunburned. I don't have to wear my sun hat. And we just walked, and we got to see as the sun was setting. Because by the time we got to the lake, the sun was already below the tree line, but it was like those wonderful twilight hours of the beautiful sunset colors, and the geese. We got to see the geese launching off of the lake, and I actually got a little bit of footage that I'm going to put in right here. Y'all, like, that was so cool. And it was cool to get to see it in person. The camera does not do the colors justice, and like the exposure was off, so it was really hard to capture the geese on the camera. But it was really cool, and just getting to watch them be like air traffic control each other, and you could tell who the head goose of each like squadron was as they were taking off of the lake. And so that was really neat. We got to see the stars come out because we were hoping to get to see, I can't remember the name of it, but there's like a comet that should be, is it Arcturus? There's Venus and Arcturus, perhaps, some other star here, and then another one up there, and it's like, it should be like right here, like in the west, like kind of right above where the sun's setting, maybe, at least in our neck of the woods. But that we didn't get to see it. We were like, maybe, and then no, I don't think we saw anything, but we got to watch the stars come out, and that's always a win. And that's free, and we can do it every night. And so that was really fun. And then we got to watch the moon rise, which, let me put in some pictures of that right here. And yeah, that was just so cool to get to, oh, it was so big and beautiful. And we just had a really good time when we came home, and we ate tuna noodle goo, which is delicious. We're still prepping up for Nom Nom November and getting the like recipes figured out, and seeing, like, I thought tuna noodle goo was gonna make 8 servings, but really I was able to make 6 servings out of it, which is good because otherwise we'd have still been hungry. Like, we could have done 8 servings if it also had, like, if it were a side dish, but for like the entire course, like, it was a pretty light dinner, but that's okay. And then we also had no sugar added Klondike bars, which were scrumptious and left us not feeling neglected or like we were going without, because it's like, and I'm sure a lot of y'all can relate to this, and it's like we work too hard in our day-to-day life to feel like, I do not want to feel like deprived and like I'm going without. It's like we work really hard to try to be able to feel, I like feeling prosperous and successful and abundance, and food is such a big tie-in for that with me. Like, the number on my bank account, well, I like to see that number as high as possible, but when it's low, I'm not as nervous as when my pantry's low. So it's like just that tangible resource that's like there. So it's like I have such a deep like connection with food in this way that I don't know whether it's healthy or if it's unhealthy. I don't know. I'm just trying to not let it be detrimental to me. And I guess that'll make it fine. We'll see. But so it's nice to not feel, it's nice to feel satiated. And that's really what I'm looking for, is to feel satiated and satisfied and pleased. And like, everybody likes a little treat, I think. Let me know how you guys feel down in the comments, because I can only know my perspective and my reality and, what we do. So it's like, I'm kind of just like comparing notes with y'all. So there's that. And then today was day 4 of doing 20 minutes of cardio, which the cardio went by pretty well. Like, it went pretty well. I was too busy having fun just being outside that the 20 minutes just flew by. So that was pretty good. And I think I got a fairly decent sweat going, all things considered too. So I'm definitely gonna have to go take another shower. And then I've been feeling so much more creative and peaceful. I know that yesterday I was a fussy Gus, and today I did have a good old-fashioned meltdown because I came back in and like Randy wasn't in his spot where he usually is, and I was like, Randy, because I thought I had heard his voice, that I was like, he's real, right? Like, and I was just so relieved to see. It's ridiculous to talk about out loud, but I was so relieved to see him that I like burst into tears, and he was like, oh baby, and I was like, I know, I'm a mess, and it was fine. But quite frankly, I will take that over being a fussy Gus any day. Because, like, once I've had my good, like, hormone purge, like, purging hormones through my eyeballs is what it feels like when I'm crying like that. And then I can just resume normal function and continue throughout my day. But whenever I'm a fussy Gus, the rage just has to burn itself out. So, oof. But in general, I've been feeling a whole lot more peaceful, a whole lot more creative, and just like I'm not experiencing guilt. I'm just observing this feeling that feels a lot like guilt. I'm trying to not feel guilty that I am taking time, pulled back from work, a little bit of a sabbatical to give myself this full month. Like, I'm not pushing myself to make more tutorials for our main crafting channel. I'm not pushing myself to do shop updates. I'm still answering emails. We're still shipping orders. We're still, maintaining function, but I'm not pushing to produce and be productive and like all of this. And while that is hitting us in the money, that's, I think, if I had kept going at the rate that I was going, because I was burning up my fuel tank, just digging myself into this stress rut that I didn't even really feel like was getting me anywhere or getting the business anywhere. I was just stressed out and upset all the time, which makes Randy stressed out and a little upset all the time. Like, which I get. Whenever he's upset, I'm like stressed as well, because it's like, we're in this together. But it's I'm feeling a lot more like myself than I have in ages. And I know that if I had kept burning my candle at both ends that way, it was going to cost us a whole lot more money in medical expenses than the money that we're not making right now, because I'm taking the time to de-stress and kind of regulate my system, get myself stable again before moving forward. And I had been trying for probably 1.5 to 2 years to self-regulate and stabilize while also working. And I found a whole lot of really creative ways to cope, and like coping mechanisms and ways to like self-soothe. But what I needed was to just take stuff off of my plate. Like, some of these balls that I'm juggling didn't need to be in the air, clearly, because I haven't been juggling them for almost a month now, like a solid 3 weeks. Actually, it's been like 2 months because I haven't done much since we got back from Dragon, because I had just reached an absolute state of burnout and then being sick, and then recovering from being sick, and then going and having the camp along. It's from the camp along moving forward to now that I feel like some real healing has been done. Bless you, baby. Some real healing has been done within me. It's like I'd used this metaphor or analogy, I don't know, before. I'd used this example before, where if I'm a plant, and like if I'm my oregano plant in the backyard and I'm coming back and I'm harvesting off, and if that plant's representative of my energy and my creativity and my ideas, I have been harvesting that plant hard for a couple of years at least. And for a while I could take it and I was enjoying it, and it's like, man, what a harvest. But for like 2 years, it's been draining my root, that tap root that keeps my oregano coming back season after season, even through the coldest of winters, even through the driest of summers. I was feeling like I was starting to wear away at parts of myself that I didn't want to worn away. I was losing parts of myself I didn't want to lose. And so I'm feeling those spots grow back, and I am stopping myself from feeling guilty that I'm not hustling and being as productive as what, my prior mindset would have required of myself. So I'm not letting myself feel that guilt. I am observing it, and then here's this feeling, and then I check, our bank statements and our YouTube ad revenue and different things, and be like, this is manageable. It's not the end of the world, but I'm also seeing progress and results in my health that I'd have paid that money to get to feel this way. So I'm good. And it feels really good to not be writhing in guilt over not working, which is anytime I tried to take time off in the past couple of years, writhing with guilt. I mean, just riddled with it. And time off was really more like just shutting down and disassociating, and not like actually relaxing and recovering and recharging. So if it were easy, we'd all do it, and we'd do it well. So I feel really glad that I'm starting to figure myself out, at least in the knowing where to put my foot next on these baby steps as we get to where we're going, because we are getting there one baby step, one day at a time. And that's very, very exciting. So let me know how you guys are doing down in the comments. I'm still very interested to hear and find out if y'all prefer walking exercises that have voiceovers, or if you just like music style walking exercises, because I think I want to start recording some. And yeah, I'm putting together a whole thing, y'all, mostly because I need it. All right, I'll just spoil the surprise. In my head, I'm calling it Baby Steps to 10K. And it's going to be a program that I put myself through and record. Like, I'm putting the program together and figuring the things out, and getting the music figured out and stuff as well. But week 1 is 7, one for each day of the week, 5-minute kind of walking in place indoor exercises, like how I've been doing, but from my own choreography, and I'll be leading us through it. And then the next week through those 5 days, day 1 will be like, let's say a 1 on the intensity scale. And then day 7 will be, probably not like a 10, but it will be relatively more intense. And that way we can kind of build it up. And then week 2, we start back at a really easy 10-minute cardio. And then we build it up until day 7 of second week. It's a relatively more intense 10-minute cardio. And then week 3, same concept, starting at level 1 intensity, 15-minute, and then building in intensity as we go. And the way that I'm scaling the intensity is going to be with the beats per minute of the music. And so that way It's even if you're just marching in place, just moving your feet and swinging your arms freely, it'll get a little faster and then slow back down and then get a little fat. So I'm really excited about that. But 15 minutes. Next week, 20 minutes, 25, 30, 35, literal, actual freaking baby steps every single step of the way. And I'm going to take myself through this as a way to get myself up to consistently doing 10,000 steps, but also to hopefully be able to share with y'all, because just about everybody I've talked to has some desire in them to be more active. I think we know that if we don't use it, we lose it. And it can feel very hopeless to be losing it and feel like you're never going to get it back. But after providing elder care to my mother, and it took a year, but she got it back. And it's these things, you can't turn back the clock, but you can wind it up, I think is what one of my heroes, Train with Joan, says. And she started her fitness journey at 70 years old. And I think she's like 74 or 75 now. And she lifts like a freaking boss. And like, she changed her whole life, you guys. And she inspired me to change my whole life. But I need a roadmap. That's not some overpriced coaching program that's just like, oh, just eat better and work out more. And I'm like, okay. So I wanted to plan out exactly what I'm going to do and do it, and then share that with you guys for free here on the YouTube channel. This is not a coaching program. There's no product to sell, like nothing. And it's not going to be everybody's cup of tea, but if it helps one other person to get closer to their goals and to get to feel a little bit of this feeling that I'm feeling right now, where I feel alive and participating in my life. Like I don't feel like a sandstone cliff just being eroded away every day, losing another piece of myself to these ravages of time. I feel alive and growing, and I have needed that. And so next time I lose my way, I want to have this roadmap, this treasure map to this feeling. And so that's what the baby steps to 10K is going to be. And that's what we're doing. And I'm excited. So I will see y'all tomorrow for day 19 of Fit-Tober. So let me know how you're doing down in the comments, and I will see y'all next time. And until then, keep on keeping on. Mwah. Bye, and happy late birthday to, was it Saki Girl? I think it was Saki Girl. I can see the picture, but I can't remember the screen name. But you know who you are, and your birthday was yesterday, and happy birthday to you. Mwah. Bye.